I'm Maria, and joining me as always is Devendra. Today, we are stepping into one of my absolute favorite places in Germany.
Oh, let me guess, a bakery?
Even better, Devendra. We're covering both bakeries and cafes. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to walk into any German Bäckerei or cafe and order like you've been doing it your whole life.
Okay, I'm excited. I've heard so much about German bread culture.
And the pastries, oh, the pastries. But here's the thing most learners get wrong, and we'll cover this in our cultural deep dive later. There's an entire unwritten etiquette to ordering in Germany that tourists completely miss. Stick around for that because it will save you some awkward moments.
Now I'm definitely staying until the end.
Good. Now, if you're new here and want a steady stream of these lessons, subscribe to Langmitra. We ship one a week. So Devendra, let's set the scene. You walk into a German bakery. What's the first thing you notice?
Probably all the amazing bread and pastries behind the glass counter.
Exactly. And you need to know what everything is called. Let's start with some essential vocabulary. First up, and you'll see this on screen now, Brötchen. This means bread roll. Brötchen.
Brötchen.
Good try. The sound is tricky. It's like you're saying a long E, but with rounded lips. Brötchen. Try again.
Brötchen.
Much better. That sound will come up a lot in German, so getting it right now is going to help you everywhere. Brötchen are the breakfast staple in Germany. Next word, Brezel. You probably know this one.
Oh, Brezel. Brezel.
Perfect. The German Z makes a t sound. Brezel. You nailed it. Now here's one you'll see everywhere. Croissant. Germans borrowed this from French, so it sounds almost the same.
Croissant. That one's easy.
It is. Now let's talk about some traditional German pastries. This is where it gets delicious. Apfelstrudel. Apple strudel.
Apfelstrudel. That one rolls off the tongue.
It does, and you can really taste the Austrian influence there. Another classic, Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte, Black Forest cake.
Schwarzwälder. Okay, this is a mouthful, Maria.
It is. Let's break it down. Schwarz means black. Wälder means forest. Kirsch means cherry. Torte means cake. Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte. Try the whole thing slowly.
Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte.
Yes, that was impressive for a first try. The key is the in Wälder, which sounds like the in bed. Schwarzwälder.
Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte.
Excellent. You're getting better each time. Now let's add a few more to your vocabulary. Pflaumenkuchen. Plum cake. This is a seasonal favorite.
Pflaumenkuchen. The PF at the beginning is strange.
It is. English doesn't have this sound. You make the P and F almost simultaneously. Pflaumenkuchen.
Pflaumenkuchen.
Good. You're adapting to these German sounds really quickly. Käsekuchen is another must-know. Cheesecake.
Käsekuchen. That again.
You've got it. And Berliner. This is a filled donut, usually with jam.
Berliner, like the city Berlin?
Exactly the same word. Fun fact, in Berlin itself, they call it Pfannkuchen, which means pancake everywhere else in Germany. Language is wonderfully confusing sometimes.
Noted. Berliner.
Perfect. Now for bread varieties. Vollkornbrot, whole grain bread. This is the hearty, dense bread Germany is famous for.
Vollkornbrot. Great.
And Roggenbrot, rye bread.
Roggenbrot. The double G is pronounced like a hard G?
Exactly right. You're really listening carefully, Devendra. That awareness will serve you well. One more bread, Weissbrot, white bread.
Weissbrot. The SS is the double S sound, right?
It's called SZ, and it makes a sharp S sound. Weissbrot.
Maria, that's already so many words. How am I going to remember all of these?
Practice, practice, practice. And honestly, all of today's words live in Langmitra's vocabulary section if you want to recap later. But let's reinforce what we just learned before moving on. I'll say the German word, you give me the English meaning, and then repeat it. Ready?
Ready.
Brötchen.
Bread roll. Brötchen.
Brezel.
Pretzel. Brezel.
Apfelstrudel.
Apfelstrudel. Apfelstrudel.
Käsekuchen. Cheesecake.
Käsekuchen.
Excellent. Now imagine you're standing in a bakery right now. The display case is full of all these delicious things. The person behind the counter looks at you and says, Bitte schön? That means something like, how can I help you? What do you say?
I want... No, wait, you haven't taught me how to order yet.
Perfect observation. That's exactly where we're heading next. You could point and grunt, but that's not very elegant, is it?
Definitely not the local experience I'm going for.
So let's learn 2 essential ordering phrases. These are the polite ways to ask for things in German. The first one is Ich hätte gern. This literally translates to I would like. Ich hätte gern.
Ich hätte gern.
Good. The hätte is the tricky part. It uses that sound we practiced. Hätte. Try again with more emphasis on the
Ich hätte gern.
That was much clearer than your first try. See? You're a natural. The second phrase is Ich möchte, which also means I would like, but is slightly less formal. Ich möchte.
Ich möchte.
The N in möchte is similar to the in Brötchen. Round your lips like you're whistling. Möchte.
Ich möchte.
Perfect. Now, here's an important point. Both phrases are polite, but Ich hätte gern is considered slightly more polite. Think of it like the difference between I'd like and I want in English. Either works in a bakery, but Ich hätte gern is your safer choice.
Got it. So if I wanted to order a Brötchen, I would say Ich hätte gern ein Brötchen.
Exactly right. Ein Brötchen for 1 bread roll. If you want 2, you'd say zwei Brötchen. Let's practice a few orders. How would you ask for 1 pretzel?
Ich hätte gern eine Brezel.
Excellent, Devendra. You even got the eine correct for the feminine noun. Brezel is feminine, so it takes eine, not ein. That's really good instinct.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I just guessed.
Sometimes your brain picks up patterns without you realizing. Trust that instinct. How about ordering a piece of Black Forest cake?
Ich möchte ein Stück Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte.
Beautiful. Ein Stück means a piece. That's perfect for cakes and tortas. You'd never ask for eine Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte because that would mean the entire cake.
I mean, I wouldn't complain about a whole cake.
Fair enough. Now, let's talk about drinks because you can't have Kuchen without Kaffee. Coffee is obviously Kaffee. Tea is Tee. Hot chocolate is heiße Schokolade.
Kaffee, Tee, heiße Schokolade. Those are pretty intuitive.
They are. But here's where it gets interesting. The types of coffee. A regular coffee with milk is Milchkaffee. An espresso is, well, espresso.
Same as English.
Yes, but pronounced with a German accent. Espresso. Cappuccino is also cappuccino. But if you want just a plain black coffee, you'd ask for einen Kaffee schwarz. Schwarz means black. Einen Kaffee schwarz. I noticed you said einen, not ein. Excellent catch. When you're ordering something, you're using the accusative case. So masculine nouns like Kaffee take einen instead of ein. Don't worry too much about the grammar right now. Just memorize einen Kaffee and eine Brezel as set phrases. Okay, that makes it easier. A quick thumbs up sends it to more learners. Now, here comes the crucial moment in any German cafe or bakery. After you place your order, the person will ask you a very important question. Zum hier essen ordered zum mitnehmen.
That's a long one. What does it mean?
It means for eating here or to take away. It's the German equivalent of for here or to go. Let me break it down. Zum hier essen, for here eating. Zum mitnehmen, for taking with.
Zum hier essen oder zum mitnehmen. Okay, I think I can remember that.
Try saying just the question.
Zum hier essen oder zum mitnehmen?
Good. Now, your answer is easy. If you want to stay, you say zum hier essen bitte, or simply hier essen bitte. If you want to take it to go, zum mitnehmen bitte.
Zum Mitnehmen bitte. That would be my answer if I'm grabbing a quick Brötchen.
Exactly. And here's a cultural note. In many German cafes, if you say zum hier essen, your food might be served on a real plate with real utensils, not just handed to you in a bag. It's a subtle but important difference.
Oh, interesting. So it actually changes the experience.
It really does. Speaking of cultural differences, let's dive into some important cafe etiquette that will help you blend in like a local. This is the part I mentioned at the beginning that most learners miss.
I've been waiting for this.
First, Kaffee und Kuchen is a real German tradition. It literally means coffee and cake, and it's the German equivalent of afternoon tea. Traditionally, it happens around 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
So there's a specific time for eating cake?
There is. It's usually on Sundays or special occasions, but many Germans enjoy it whenever they can. It's a time to slow down, enjoy good coffee, and have a slice of something sweet with friends or family.
That sounds really civilized, Maria.
It is. Now, here's the etiquette part. When you enter a traditional bakery, you typically wait your turn without a queue ticket. Everyone just knows who was there before them. Germans are very good at informal queue management.
So no pushing to the front.
Definitely not. You wait patiently, and when it's your turn, the staff will make eye contact with you or say, "Bitteschön," to signal it's your turn.
That's actually kind of nice.
Less chaotic than some places I've been. Another important point, payment is usually in cash, especially at smaller bakeries. Card payments are becoming more common, but don't assume. The phrase to ask is, "Kann ich mit Karte zahlen?" Can I pay with card?
Kann ich mit Karte zahlen? Good to know.
If you've made it this far, here's a bonus phrase that will really impress the locals. When your food looks absolutely delicious and you want to compliment it, you can say, "Das sieht lecker aus." That looks delicious.
Das sieht lecker aus. I love that. Das sieht lecker aus.
Perfect pronunciation. Lecker is such a great German word. It means yummy or delicious, and Germans use it all the time.
Maria, can we practice a full ordering scenario? I want to put everything together.
Absolutely. I'll be the bakery employee. You walk in and I greet you. Ready? Guten Tag. Bitteschön.
Guten Tag. Ich hätte gern ein Brötchen und einen Kaffee schwarz, bitte.
Excellent. Zum hier essen oder zum Mitnehmen?
Zum Mitnehmen, bitte.
Das macht 3,50 €. That's 3,50 €.
Oh, I need to learn numbers.
That's a whole other lesson. For now, just listen for the number and hand over a €5 note. The cashier will give you change.
Ha, the tourist approach. Fair enough.
Let's try one more. This time you're at a cafe and you want to stay and enjoy your order.
Okay. Guten Tag. Ich möchte einen Cappuccino und ein Stück Käsekuchen, bitte.
Sehr gut. Zum hier essen oder zum Mitnehmen?
Zum Hieressen, bitte.
Wunderbar. Nehmen Sie bitte Platz, ich bringe es Ihnen. That means, wonderful. Please take a seat. I'll bring it to you.
Wait, they bring it to you if you're staying?
Often, yes, at traditional cafes. It's table service once you've ordered. You might order at the counter, but they'll bring your coffee and cake to your table on a nice tray.
That's so different from a typical coffee chain experience.
Completely different. German cafe culture is about taking your time. There's no rush to leave. You can sit with your coffee and kuchen for hours if you want.
I think I need to experience this in person. Maria, one thing I'm still unsure about. What if I don't know what something is in the display case? Can I just point?
Great question. Pointing is totally acceptable, but you can also ask, "Was ist das?" What is that? Or you can say, "Ich nehme das da." I'll take that one there, while pointing.
Was ist das? Ich nehme das da. Perfect for when I see something delicious but have no idea what it's called.
Exactly. And the staff will usually explain it to you, though maybe in German, which is good practice.
Sink or swim language learning.
The best kind. Let's do a final quick review. I'll say the English, you give me the German. One pretzel, please, politely.
Ich hätte gern eine Brezel, bitte.
For here,
Zum Hieressen.
a piece of apple strudel.
Ein Stück Apfelstrudel.
That looks delicious.
Das sieht lecker aus.
Devendra. Compare how you pronounced Brötchen at the beginning versus now. Huge difference. You've really internalized these sounds.
Thanks, Maria. I feel like I could actually walk into a German bakery now without panicking.
That's exactly the goal. And honestly, even if you stumble a little, Germans appreciate the effort. A smile and "Ich lerne noch Deutsch," I'm still learning German, goes a long way.
Ich lerne noch Deutsch. Good backup phrase.
Always have that one ready. If today's phrase surprised you, drop it in the comments and share this with someone you know learning German. Now, before we wrap up, here's your homework. Next time you're at any cafe or bakery, even in your own city, mentally practice ordering in German. Visualize the interaction. Say the phrases out loud if you can.
Practice makes perfect, right?
Exactly. And you can drill these exact phrases on Languametra after the lesson to really lock them in. Next time, we're going to tackle restaurant vocabulary. Menus, asking for recommendations, saying you have dietary restrictions. All the things you need to confidently eat out in Germany.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. Restaurant German sounds essential for any traveler.
It really is. Until then, keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, every word you learn brings you closer to fluency. Auf Wiedersehen, Devendra.
Auf Wiedersehen, Maria. And to everyone watching, bis bald. See you soon.
Cheers.
Before we recap, one quick ask. What worked for you in this lesson? What felt hard? And what topic should we teach next? Drop it in the comments. Your feedback shapes what we build next.
One language sets you in a corridor for life. Learn language with podcast. Subscribe.